Hi and happy almost Halloween. Today I'm actually recording the reading on Sunday the 28th of October. I hope that you're having a good weekend or you're starting your week out nice, depending on when you do view this video. Excited to do this week's angel card reading. I, as you know, recently purchased the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray, and I'm in love with this deck. I'm finding that I'm using it for more clients, for myself. I actually downloaded the app for this deck on my phone, and so pretty much every morning when I meditate, I pull a card, and I'm getting more and more familiar with the deck, which helps me in my readings as well. But I'm excited to use this deck for this week. We came off of last week, we had full moon energy, and I know a lot of people were feeling the impact of an intenser energy, a lot of boost in energy for people, so I'm hopeful that you were able to utilize that energy in a positive way for yourself. You always want to take advantage of those energetic windows. And then right now we're still looking at Venus retrograde, which I know for many of us impacts relationships, lots of things coming to the surface, to the forefront. A lot of people are experiencing that. Things that have been kind of stewing are surfacing. Things that need to be addressed are being addressed. And I'm seeing that a lot with the people around me and also in my client practice. So you can find me at milwaukeemedium.com, and I do this card reading pretty much every week unless I'm on vacation or there's a holiday. So thank you for joining in. Do want to just quick remind you, I do have my Spiritual Foundations class November the 17th. We still have some seats available. Things have been filling in quite nicely. We talk about all things spiritual in terms of creating a spiritual foundation and a spiritual practice for yourself. If you're wanting to understand more about being an empath, if you want to learn more about energy, about meditation, this is the class for you. We talk about forgiveness, self-care, crystals, lots of really fun but very insightful and necessary topics, and it's incredibly interactive, which is always very nice too. You can find that information on my website. There's a link on the home page. I do believe you have to copy and paste the link, milwaukeemedium.com, and it takes you to my Schedulicity site. If you go to Schedule with Stacie, hit the Schedule Now button, all of my classes and services come up, and you can browse and see what's going on there. And I do teach that class with another spiritual practitioner, Laurie Rodich, and she'll be joining in to help with the class and be a part of that as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm very excited to see what the messages are for this week. And let's see what comes up for us. But I hope everybody is doing well. I cannot believe that this week brings in November. So things are definitely moving along. We're shifting into the end of 2018. And I really hope that you're taking a little bit of time to figure out what it is that you would like to accomplish or focus on, or what intentions you have as you look forward, look towards these final months of the year. Is there some certain goals or, like I said, intentions that you've set for yourself that you're hoping to have met? It's a nice time to take a look back and see how far you've come. Look at the progress you've made, even if you've hit some speed bumps, road bumps, challenges. Those are all the things that help us to grow. So just be mindful of that. I don't want anyone being too hard on themselves as far as thinking they should have done more, gone further. Understand that you're where you need to be, divine timing, and the universe is in charge. So I have one card that popped up. We're going to see. Sometimes this deck is a little slow with cards coming out, and I actually have seen that pretty consistently, but I do like that the cards take their time to come out. This card deck has an incredibly earthy, very ancestral, Native American tribal vibe. So you're getting a lot around angel energy, but also that ancestral energy. We got two at the same time. So I really do like this deck. Okay, so let's see what the first card is. Okay, so this is really a very good way for us to start our week. I love the imagery on this card. Wise one, grow within your current situation. We've got owl energy, we've got crow energy, and we've got moon energy, and we've got the wisdom of this ancestor in this card. So what this is telling us is, actually we got 4 cards this week, is that we really wanted to embrace the situations that we're currently in and do everything we can to grow and make the best of the situation. So I feel like this card is about using your wisdom, using the current wisdom that you have, utilizing what you've learned to this point, and then practicing that within any challenges, any situations that you're currently facing. So whether that's with a relationship, whether it's with a work situation, something at home, family, again, whatever that would be for you, I really feel like we want to really do everything we can to use our toolbox to manage what we're going through. Now, the owl typically represents wisdom and the crow represents change. So what we want to do is we want to try to understand, again, that we want to use what we've learned as we go through and experience any changes or shifting that we're going through. Okay, so the second card is Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. Now, this is very interesting because, again, a lot of these cards are very new for me. I've not pulled them yet. So as I'm being, as they're coming up, I'm learning too, which is so wonderful. But the Star's Ancestor talks about you following your intuition, understanding, and if you can see, there are actually some star planetary, almost like your horoscopes. You can see different astrological star setups in this card. But this is about using your intuition and following what you know to be true. And the other thing I'm getting is that, you know, we come from long lines and lineages of people, of spiritual beings, of star beings. And so this card really talks to us and says, this process has been around for thousands of years, and we really need to trust in that process. We need to understand that we need to follow our intuition and what our soul is guiding us to do. So if there's something you've been fighting or maybe hasn't been in alignment for you, this card is asking you to listen to that, to be quiet enough to hear what spirit, what your soul is trying to tell you, okay? So the Eagle card comes up, see things from a higher perspective. This is huge because Eagle energy is so incredibly strong, but you see the eye. So this is representative to me of a couple different things. Your third eye, which goes back to that intuition piece, but also shifting your perspective. And this is something as far as a message that I talk about pretty consistently with clients, because we tend to go through life looking at things the exact same way all of the time. This card talks to us about seeing things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. So from a love perspective, a compassion perspective, but also taking yourself out of a situation and kind of perching yourself up and really looking at how things are playing out and how they're happening. Because when we allow ourselves to take a break from being in the drama, from being in the minutia, and we go to a higher perspective and we're using our intuition, it allows us to shift how we look at things, how we're going to manage things, and how we move forward. And I feel like what I'm getting from the team is, and then you soar, right? Like the eagle, you always see this eagle, this strength symbolism. It soars, but it also knows the right time to come in, and it knows the right time to back out. So apply that to maybe some things going on in your life. And so this is the last card because we got 4. Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. Beautiful card. It almost reminds me of an Archangel Raphael vibe because you've got this green, which typically represents Archangel Raphael. He's incredibly helpful with healing. This is interesting because I feel like the paradigm has been shifting in terms of how we treat ourselves, medically speaking, and that we have to really open ourselves up to look at, and this goes back to the change in perspective, how we treat ourselves. Because if what we've been doing hasn't been working in terms of taking care of ourselves, then we need to look at things in a different way. Be open to alternative medicines. Be open to holistic and herbal type of options. Is it even just changing your lifestyle to eat a little cleaner? Is it putting more of an exercise regimen, walking, meditation? Those types of things are you just have to weigh in and figure out how that fits and if it fits in your life. But I also feel like there might be somebody giving you insights and information about how you can better heal yourself, whether it's emotional, spiritual, or physical. And the angels and your teams want you to know, be open to that. Don't automatically shut someone out and say, I already know the answer to that. I already know what I'm doing. I don't need your input. We're always in a state of learning. And there might be things that don't resonate for you, but there might be some things that do. And so when I do readings and Spirit talks to, especially Spirit from the other side, talks to a family member about making sure they're taking care of themselves because they do have high blood pressure or they do have issues someplace else in their bodies. Spirit wants us to take care of ourselves and find the best way for you. But this card really tells you, be open to alternatives. Is it acupuncture? Is it chiropractic? Is it massage? Is it herbs? Is it flower essences? Is it energy work? Is it shamanism? There's so many wonderful gifts and tools out there that, the sky's the limit, but you need to find someone that you trust, someone that feels good to you and that you would want to work with. And then, exploring into that. Even they're saying essential oils. There's so many herbs and different things that we can utilize to better heal ourselves. And so that's what this card is about. So some people like to go down that traditional medicine path, and if that's where you're at, that, so be it. That's fine. But what this card is saying is be open to look at a few other options that could potentially help you in your healing journey. So I love these cards. I'm in love with this deck. So again, we have using what you've learned, using your wisdom and your knowledge, also really acknowledging how far you've come, especially as we finish 2018 in the next couple months. Grow within your current situation. If you feel stuck, look for the lesson and be grateful. Start ancestry. Follow your intuition. Know that you have the stars and the universe supporting you. Like I said, this processing in the astrology process goes back hundreds of years. And there's so much that we can learn. I get my chart read, astrologically speaking. I just had it done. It's been a couple years just to see where things are at. And so if that's something that interests you, look into that. Changing your perspective, knowing when to act, knowing when to pull back, knowing when to open your eyes a little bit and not see everything so tunnel vision. And then medicine guardian, be open to healing information. I feel like somebody's going to want to help you and you need to be open to what that is. Don't immediately shut them down and don't be afraid. That's the other thing they're saying is don't be fearful. There's nothing to be afraid about. Okay. So really awesome messages for this week. So like I said, I do these card readings, as you guys know, every week. Go buy yourself some angel card decks. My team has been on me to do another angel card class. I will be scheduling some things tomorrow as I have kind of an administrative day on Mondays. So I will be posting some classes and some events coming up more in the springtime. And I'm definitely going to do another angel card class where we work with the angel cards and we really dig into how to do this. So if you're interested or you feel pulled to do something like that, if even just for yourself, maybe even for other people, please let me know. And we'll definitely, like I said, get something set up. But these are just fantastic cards. And as I do this reading, I think of people. I'm like, oh, this resonates for them. Sometimes it really resonates for me too, which is the beautiful part of it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, you can find me at milwaukeemedium.com. All of my services are listed, all of the classes. I have some Reiki classes coming up. Again, the Spiritual Foundation is our big classes. We'll wrap up the year with that specific class. And we do have some spots left, just $25 to hold your spot. The total class is $140 and it's an all-day class. And you do receive a lot of information and you do get some crystals and handouts to take home as well. So again, I welcome your comments. I welcome your feedback. I hope you have a fantastic week. Special shout out to my mom who will be 70 on the 29th, which is Monday. And she's also retiring this week after a lot of years of working. So we'll be in Chicago Tuesday to celebrate that with her. We're super excited. And then I'll actually be visiting her next weekend, but want to send a special shout out to my mom, Linda, wishing her happy birthday and happy retirement. So God bless you. Have a great week. We'll talk next week.